Greetings, everyone. This is I'm Right.
I'm Right.
And I'm Jill Cox Cordova.
I'm Anthony Cordova.
And, I've noticed something.
What have you noticed, Jill?
That the struggle is real.
What struggle?
People are hurting out there. People are struggling. I know more and more people are losing their jobs. I know that more and more people are being laid off or furloughed or, every day I see that as an announcement and it affects people I know.
Yeah. We've been pretty fortunate to where, we still were able to work and all of that. But a lot of people, got laid off and all of that. So that's pretty bad. Even with you working at the university, they've already announced that there's definitely going to be layoffs.
Yeah, 14%.
And then, we've had to make changes in our lives, not only because of COVID, but, as we said before, we're living this creative life, which makes money tight. And as a result, I had to get back into driving an 18-wheeler.
Yes, that made me really sad.
Yeah, me too. Oh boy, me too. But we're still here, though.
We're still here. We're still laughing. We're still talking. We still have each other. But that does get us to today's topic because you mentioned COVID-19.
Yes.
So today we're talking about, is COVID-19 over?
Is it?
It's part of a segment that we call Stand by Your Stance. Is it?
Is it?
No, people, it is not. It is not over. In fact, it's going to last longer because people are acting like it's over. It is not over.
Surely it must be over.
Surely why? How?
Because everybody's doing what they want to do now. The restaurants are opening back up. People aren't social distancing like they're supposed to. People are going to the beaches. People are, trying to do all the things they normally do. They're having block parties. So COVID must be open.
It must not be over. It to me, it's, I've been saying, I don't know for how many episodes, 3 probably, 4 counting this one, that whoever people were before is really enhanced now. So I'm seeing a bunch of, and I'm sorry, listeners, if you're part of this group.
Jill, you're going to offend some of our listeners.
I probably will.
They're at the beach right now.
They're at the beach. So to me, that's just really selfish. I get that people are going stir crazy.
They've been locked in. They want to get away. I want to get away.
I want to get away too. In fact, all of last year, and I'm the person that said when you and I first met, you said that vacations were overrated.
I did say
and
that.
I loved vacations, right? So you learn very quickly that vacations are not overrated. But I, the person who loves vacations, didn't have one last year at all in 2019. So 2020 was going to be the year that we had several trips, planned.
Yeah. Definitely.
Mostly family gatherings, but still vacations nonetheless.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't been able to do any of them this year.
No.
So yes, I get it. I get that people want to get out. I get it that they're tired of the people who are in their household. I get it. But at the same time, if we had just done it a little longer, adhered to restrictions a little longer, it would have ended. But COVID-19 is not over.
Well, you know what? I'm going to keep saying COVID is over. I say it every day. Because
it's a joke.
The evidence,
that's a joke.
I travel to all of the states. I travel to Florida and South Carolina and North Carolina, all along the coast. So I'm in a lot of resort areas in the Southeast, particularly Hilton Head Island. I go there, and in Hilton Head, there has never been a change. I saw no change.
You saw tourists?
Absolutely. The whole time. The whole time I see tourists there. I see more people out. The only difference I see is that, department stores are closed and all of that. But everybody's still playing golf. Everybody's still going to the beach. People are still riding bikes and all of that. And I can tell you, a lot of the people I see are not social distancing. But so that leads me to believe COVID must be over.
But it's not. People
gotta be over it.
People are still, the numbers, people are still developing it. People are still dying from it. So what are people seeing? Please help me understand. What are they seeing to make them think it's over? Because I don't see that.
All you have to do is will it.
So it's a
that's all you have to do.
If you think it, you can achieve it.
COVID is over. Life goes back to the way it used to be, and just go ahead and live your life. I had somebody, a younger person, tell me, someone in their 20s. They said, "Well, there's only a 2% chance of me dying, so I'm gonna do whatever I want."
What was the percentage?
2%. 2%. He said there was only a 2% chance of him getting. No, he said there was only a 2% chance of him getting COVID-19, not dying, but COVID-19. So he said, "Well, those are good odds. I'm going to keep doing whatever I want. I'm going to go party. I'm going to hang with my friends. I'm going to go to the beach. I'm going to do whatever it is I want to do because I can accept those odds." So in his mind,
why I said
COVID
it's selfish.
Is over.
It's selfish because from the very beginning, the medical experts have said the only thing that we know for sure about COVID-19 is that it can easily spread from person to person. Yes. So if you have the odds that you just described, it doesn't mean that if you contract it, then the odds are that you can recover. Mm-hmm. But if you contract it and you come in, contact with me and you give it to me, I may not recover. So it's selfish for you to even be out there to where you can get it. And it's selfish for you to be out there and giving it to me.
Well.
Selfish. Selfish people, selfish.
Would you say that's selfish? But you have to.
You don't care about anybody else.
Maybe it's like we're at war.
With a disease, yes, we are.
Yes, so there's going to be some collateral damage.
Casualties? Is that what you're saying? Yes. In war, there are always casualties. Yes. But in war, they even wear protective gear. And they are armed with stuff. They're armed.
They're armed with stuff.
Yeah. Different weapons.
Stuff.
Armed with stuff. Armed, and they have on protective gear. And it's the people who volunteered to be out there. They joined the military. Uh-huh. So they knew that there was a chance when you join the military, there's a chance you may go to war. Right. So for the rest of us who didn't do that, we thank you for your service. Uh-huh. Right?
Yes.
So why are you voluntarily entering the war and then bringing it back to me? I don't get it. Please help me understand that.
I can't help you understand that.
Because it doesn't make sense, right?
I can't help you understand it. All I know is what I see every day. And I know that some of the restaurants started opening. And I was at this particular restaurant, a well-known restaurant. They're all over the Southeast. I won't name the restaurant, but I needed to get something to eat. And I couldn't eat at this truck stop I was at because someone had contracted COVID-19 and they shut down the restaurant.
Good for them.
So I couldn't eat. So I had to walk.
Not good for the person who got it, but good for them for taking that step.
Yeah, so I had to walk to another restaurant, which this is the restaurant I'm talking to order some food. And I did order it to go, although they did have dine-in and about half capacity of what they usually had.
Okay.
But I decided not to do that. Okay. But not one single one of the employees had masks, gloves. They did absolutely no social distancing. They were doing their job as they always did. So that's telling me COVID must be over.
And see, if I had witnessed that, if I had gone into the same restaurant and saw that, I would have turned right around and walked back out.
Yeah,
kept
but
going.
It was at the point I didn't have a choice. The night before, I had to walk nearly 2 miles to
Did you ask them about
get
it?
Something to eat.
Like, hey, where's your mask?
No, I did not ask them.
You know me.
I did not ask them, because what would they have told me? If you don't like it, leave. I had to eat, so I had to take a chance.
Did you get sick from the food? Because if they're not taking any precautions.
Food was good. Food was good. But I go into many places and I watch people on vacation. I see people, they'll stop someplace to get some gas. And many people do this. So there may be, 20 cars or so at this particular place, all getting gas. And everybody piles out the car. No one usually has any protective anything, no mask or anything else. And then they go into the store. They don't do any social distancing. If it's on the floor, they might do it. But it seems like
on the floor,
if there's a marker on the floor, this is 6 foot space. Mm-hmm. They might do that, but quite often I'll see employees have to tell them, "Hey, you have to separate." But it's almost impossible to do social distancing in these places now because people are in the aisles, people are going to the restroom, back and forth down small halls. It's impossible to social distance. The only time they do it is when you're in line to pay for something. But other than that, there's no. So I'm thinking COVID must be over.
But it's not. It is not.
Got to be.
This is why. See, y'all have been making fun of me, but this is why I have only been outside 4 times since March 10th.
Where have you gone on these 4 occasions?
Okay, the first time I went to a grocery store, and I was terrified.
You were terrified?
I was terrified. Now, when you enter the store, they had a whole table set up with, like wipes and, stuff like that. And people did have on masks, and it was a big store, mm-hmm. But I was terrified because, people were still walking down the aisle and getting, how like some people will see something on a shelf in front of you and people always act like I'm invisible. Mm-hmm. They claim they didn't see me, but I know I'm not that short where you can't see me, Mm-hmm. So people were still doing that. I got the few items I needed and left.
Okay.
Second time, where did I go the second time? To the post office.
Okay.
Because I really had to go to the post office.
Now, surely post office was...
No, it was great.
Yeah.
They had the lines on the floor that you're talking about. They had a shield in front of them, mm-hmm. So between you and them. They still had a line in front of the counter so that you still had to stand behind a line even at the counter. Mm-hmm. They had on gloves. They were completely covered. People in line had on masks. I felt very safe there.
Okay.
So all of that was good. And then the third time, I actually went to get a COVID test not because I thought I had it, but I just wanted to be safe because you're out there, mm-hmm. And so I went to get the COVID test, and it was run by the National Guard and in great precision. So it was quick. Everybody was completely doing what they were supposed to do. Everybody was, and you stayed in your car. So mm-hmm. Everything was good there. And then the fourth time, just in the garage with the door open. So I was outside, but I wasn't.
I think you think COVID-19 is like the Grim Reaper waiting outside.
It's like, there she is. That's right. That's right. As soon as I open the door, that boogeyman's going to get me. So no, not going out there. I'm not unless I absolutely have to. And if that goes on for the rest of the year, so be it.
Okay. Well, actually, I think that I actually do believe that many people believe COVID is over. I truly believe people believe COVID is over.
So
that's why I keep saying
they're out there,
COVID is over.
So you think they're out there taking their vacations, being on the beach, wherever they are. You think they're out there because it's over, or you think they're out there simply because they couldn't stand to be in the house one more moment?
They wanted to get out of the house, but again, in my travels, I talk to many people, and I talk to people that are getting ready to go on vacation. I talk to people that are on vacation, and all of them are like, well, they're loosening everything up, so everything must be okay. And
but let's talk about that. Who is loosening everything up?
Well, that's
politicians,
that's the politicians,
not medical experts. So
yeah, but surely the politicians wouldn't steer us wrong. I mean, I do understand. You know, I've worked for myself my whole life, so I do know that, you know, we need to make money. We have to keep the country rolling. We have to make money. We have to do that in order to survive.
We're still ordering food. We're still some people. You and I are still buying things via, you know, online like we always did. So we are spending money. So
yeah, but in a whole, the United States is not spending money like they were before.
Yeah,
COVID-19.
because
so all you have to do,
because the struggle is real, like I said.
All the public has to do is believe that COVID is over and things will go back to normal.
Tell that to the people who have been diagnosed with COVID. Tell that to them. What they're not going to agree.
Maybe
and to the families who have people who died. Tell it to them that no, it's not over. And politicians, as we know, well, we all know that politicians don't like to talk to me. They take one look at me and they won't talk to me. But maybe it's because I think they always have an agenda. That's what politicians do, even if the agenda is a good thing. You know, some of them genuinely, I've only met one politician that I felt had a good agenda. So sometimes it's positive, but to me, when you're opening things before medical experts tell you to, then you're prioritizing the economy over lives. What's that about?
Yeah, but it's all tied together. It's beneficial for people
to die?
In this country to believe that COVID is over. It's beneficial. It will keep the country rolling.
So who's going to tell the emperor he's wearing no clothes?
No one. No one is. No one is. If we all believe COVID is over and we go back to doing what we do, and some of us get sick and some of us may die, and I'm of high risk myself, okay? So, as in the big picture, what's the big deal? You know, only 4,000 people died. Only 50,000 people died. This is the way they look at it.
But they were unnecessary lives. That, you know, unnecessary casualties.
Yeah, but the country made money.
So
right? The country made money. COVID over. COVID-19 is done.
It's not over, and people are dying unnecessarily because someone wanted to have a party.
So, what do you plan? What do you believe the people of this country should do if COVID is not over?
What they were doing in the beginning, when they were truly the fear was stronger in the beginning. But actually, I believe we have reason to be more frightened now because people have jumped the gun and stopped following the restrictions that they were afraid of in the beginning. So they did what they were supposed to do in the beginning. I will acknowledge that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, oh, we don't want to end up like Italy, you know, that a whole country shut down,
Mm-hmm.
right? But where is Italy now? Like, because they took that measure and they did it until, you know, they needed to.
Mm-hmm.
To me, they're better off. So it's too late to tell people, hey, you know, you can still tell people, don't do that. Don't do that.
Don't do that. But,
you know,
but I want to go to the beach, Jill. Let's go to the beach.
So I will find a channel. I will find something, you know, on a channel, you know, that we can stream and look at the beach.
Look at the beach is not the same as being on the beach.
You are not getting me to go to a beach.
And
right
then
now.
you have another thing that adds to why COVID is over, which is, you know, there are a lot of people that are off from work and they're still getting paid, you know, off from work. It's like vacation. So I have all this time to be off. Why sit in the house? Because COVID is over and we can go out and do stuff now.
Don't believe the hype. It's not over. It's not. And I get it. Like if you are the fortunate few who can stay at your house, do absolutely no work and still get paid.
Go on vacation.
Great. No. Read a book, watch TV, stay in your house. And if you do have to go out, be protective of other people. Protect other people if you're not going to protect yourself. And the way to do that is to wear the mask, is to practice the social distancing. All the things that the medical experts have not backed down on. They have not backed down anything.
Mm-hmm.
So don't believe the hype. Understand that politicians have their own agendas. And they don't have the expertise that the medical experts do. It drives me nuts. You know, like I used to have a business where, you know, I wrote resumes for people. And it would drive me nuts that I know how to write resumes. I'm certified to do that.
You are certified resumator writer.
Resumator? I'm the resumator.
You're the resumator. Resume writer.
Yeah,
I like resumator better.
I kind of like
resumator.
Resumator. So I earned a certification in doing that, and people would hire me to do it, and yet they would try to tell me what to do. Whereas the resumes were not working for them before. So why would you think you know how to do it now?
Right.
Like that made no sense to me. So it's like some people are telling doctors, oh, you know, all your expertise. You don't know what you're talking about. I know what's better for me, but you don't.
But the country needs to open. So what better way to open the country than to believe COVID is over? Everything will go back to normal. That's what everybody wants. Everything let's go back to normal. So don't worry about it.
Well,
don't worry about it.
It's never going to go back to what it was. We are in a new phase now. It's not going to be what it was before.
But that's what people want.
But that's not going to happen. It's just not what
people want. What they want.
It's not real life.
You know, in this country, there are so many people that never had to go without.
Mm-hmm.
Through their whole life,
they don't know hardship.
That's right. They've been able to get anything they want. So if they decide COVID's over, COVID is over.
Okay, well, let's get to our second segment that we call
Give It a Rest and a Resolution.
So is that your resolution, that COVID is over and people want what they want and they're going to get what they want?
Actually, it is. Even though I don't believe in that mindset,
mm-hmm.
but I believe that so many people in this country have that mindset that they will continue to act like COVID is over. So I say it jokingly, COVID is over. I know it's not, but people truly are acting like, many people are truly acting like COVID is over. So you can't. What can you do about that? I can't do anything about that. I can't stop the people from doing what they're doing. So,
okay, well,
I protect myself.
Well, that's my conclusion too. Is that I just want to tell those people who seem to think that COVID is over, it's not. #wake up. But because we can't control other people, we can only control ourselves and our own actions. Then I choose to remove myself from that situation. So if you're looking for Jill, she will be in the house. So let's get to our last segment that we call
I'm trying to help you.
What would you advise? What can we do? You said you can't do anything. So do you have any advice?
Well, this segment is called I'm Trying to Help You.
Yes.
Isn't that correct?
That's right.
Okay. Well, people, I'm trying to help you. I'm out in it every day. I'm one of the people that bring the goods to you that you need. I don't always carry essential goods, but sometimes I do. And it's imperative that I stay healthy. Okay. There are business owners that don't care whether I stay healthy. There's the public that doesn't care whether I stay healthy. So my tip is thinking about me actually helps you. So please try to be healthy because it helps all of us.
That's excellent advice. Mine is, if you really, okay, many times in life, just in life, we're going to have to do things that we don't want to do. And we're going to have to do them for periods of time that we don't want to do. So this is one of those times that you need to do what medical experts, not the politicians, are telling you to do. But with all things that there are things you have to do, there's always a compromise. So the compromise for you can be, if you can't stay in your house like I can easily stay in the house. No problem. Don't even think about going outside. But if that's not you and you just really need to get out of the house, then the compromise is, but you're wearing protective gear. You're following the precautions of what to do when you leave the house. So, okay, don't stay in your house if you can't. Okay, perhaps you're in a situation where you're living with an abuser. You can't stay there. You have to get out. So when you get out, remember that you need to be safe for yourself and for others. Get out of your own head. Think about other people.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So
that sounds good.
Stop being selfish.
COVID is over.
It is not. It is not over. In fact, what are people going to do when they find that this next wave, because there will be one, is worse than the first one? Then what?
I don't think they're going to change.
Even if it's worse the second time around?
Yeah.
The second wave?
That's correct. Yeah.
I'm going to do videos every day. I told you. Told you. That's what I'm going to call it. I told you. That's what I'm going to call it. Well, I guess we should end this episode.
Yes, we
Get me off my soapbox.
Yes.
All right. Well, you've been listening to I'm Right.
I'm Right.
And in this case, we both are right.
Oh, there's no more COVID. So
no, you're not right about that. I'm Jill Cox Cordova.
I'm Anthony Cordova.
Shout out to Gifford Ivan Cordova III for the music, Nick Zinke for the art. And thank you, listeners. I hope I haven't, offended all of our listeners. I know there are people who agree with me, though.
Okay.
Anyway, if I've offended you, I'm actually not sorry. I hope you listen.
And for those of you that believe COVID is over, I know you're going to do what you're going to do, so keep on doing it.
Nope, that is not a good out. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Bye.